And now to a player determined to turn around the deficit and secure a 4th appearance in the last 16. A ranking event winner, a Crucible semi-finalist. He'll come out tonight and give it absolutely everything. Here he is, Dave Gilbert. And finally, to a player just 4 frames away from the second round. 2 centuries already today. He's in the groove and he's in the mood. 4 times a ranking event winner. He's the reigning, defending champion of the world, the Belgian bullet, Luca Brecel.
The defending champion out. And I tell you what, that is the picture of composure right there. Luca Brecel, can he break the Crucible curse? Well, let's find out in our first match, which will play to a conclusion. And we can hand to our commentary team of Neal, Foulds and Dave Hendon.
Good evening. Well, we know from last year that Luca Brecel doesn't do things the boring way. So even though he's poised potentially to pull away to a comfortable victory, it may not be like that. Dave Gilbert played well overall this morning, but Brecel, in a very open game, did score heavily and, of course, from the interval, pulled away to establish this lead. First to 10. A lot can happen yet. But Gilbert clearly needs to make a fast start. Ooh, it wriggled but didn't drop, and he's left him in.
Yes, an open session. It was one of the most open I can remember, especially, you know, for the first morning when there's a bit of nerves, a bit of caution. And already Luca has been given an absolutely wonderful chance, and that's a continuation of this morning because there were some good chances to be had, presented often by your opponent rather than just getting in with a brilliant shot.
Well, he was sharp, he looked relaxed early on. There's obviously a lot of focus on the defending champion on day one, but he just seemed to ease back into life at the Crucible like he'd never been away. There's the frame scores, the century in frame 2, 1 in frame 6 as well.
9.
Determined to play the match on his own terms.
Well, there you are. That's what's happened, and it was, you know, if you go into the bunch as wholeheartedly as that, there is a chance that you are going to knock a red in. If you don't, you're probably going to knock about 3 close to a pocket. He absolutely launched into the shot, and look what he's given back. So, as I say, it's almost what we saw earlier, chance given, and another chance given. Wide open snooker.
Yeah, there was only one frame, wasn't there? The last of the morning, where the balls were awkward and tied up. Everything else, it was just kind of a little bit help yourself time. And that's what Gilbert has to do here. Apply a bit of pressure early on in the session. Of course, he's already come through the qualifiers, and that's no mean feat these days. Beat David Lilly 10-4, made 3 centuries in that match, beat Zhao Guodong 10-6 just a few days ago at the Institute of Sport up the road here in Sheffield. Dave Gilbert, semi-finalist here 5 years ago, memorably lost in a decider to John Higgins. It's his 10th appearance at the Crucible.
$14. $15.
Yes, and as Jimmy White said, he really has to get off to a fast start. He has to win early frames
21.
because otherwise the winning line is just going to come too quickly for his opponent.
22.
The red that's on the pink spot is very handily going to be potted here and shifted away from
27.
that area to bring the pink into even stronger focus.
28.
Yeah, Alan McManus on the touch screen was identifying a few bits of fortune for Brecel,
34.
but maybe in a long match, you know, there's more scope for it to turn round. Obviously, more unfortunate here to knock the red in off the blue and leave this chance.
35.
Yeah, strangely, when we saw the shot again from a different angle, the two reds seem to just go straight in, one onto the other one, as if they were a plant, which, you know, sometimes you can foresee that happening. You know, a series of kisses and cannons make it even more unlucky, but it wasn't quite like that.
$43.
Well, he's been to see whether that right-hand red of the three will go to the left middle. It's based on the angle on the black, which is not an ideal one. Well, he's finished sort of nowhere, quite honestly.
50.
Not a good shot. If that red does go, he wanted to be right behind it, not playing at an angle across it. So he should have put this frame away, and he hasn't managed it. Can retrieve it with this difficult red to the top right, though. Not close. And again,
Dave Gilbert, 50.
It's a bit of a free-for-all, this match, isn't it? Another chance coming Luca's way straight after.
Yes, I mean, there's very little turned down, but the disappointment was that he left himself that. He wasn't close to it, you're right. And for all the pressure that Brecel is under as defending champ, you know, coming out 6-3 down, Gilbert's under more right now.
Actually, when you see it again, he missed it by a mile, didn't he? But there you are. It's no safety's been played, and it is a reflection of the earlier session, just ongoing.
Yeah, regardless of being defending champ, I think Luca Brecel has become one of those players. If you know he's playing, you're going to tune in because he's capable of great entertainment. It's a sort of swashbuckling way he has of doing things. You know he's not going to try and tie the game up, put it that way.
8.
Well, I think you're right about his style. Swashbuckling is a good word, but a lot of people would have said it's the kind of style that could never win you a world title over 2.5 weeks. And I think that's what made last year so special, that he did win it completely in his own way. And he might, with this cannon, get an early frame on the board here. Perfect.
22. 23.
The comparison that was made several times after he won was with Joe Johnson, our colleague, who came out the pack in 1986. He had a difficult season,
31.
but then, of course, a year later, he got to the final again. In fact, he got the closest of anybody to breaking that curse. He lost just 18-14 to Steve Davis in the final in 87.
Yeah, and it crossed my mind, you know, you wouldn't rule out
36.
him backing it up. Anyway, this
38.
clearance, if he makes it, is going to make him settled in nicely. Knocking that red in wasn't the start he wanted. He's got to finish the job here now.
41.
Gilbert had the chance. But when you're 6-3 down to a player like this, you can't afford to do what he did, which is lose position. Took on that difficult red.
50.
Well, it's not perfect. He won't need the black, which really helps him on this shot because he can play the cue ball down the table. Well, I reckon he might have got a bad contact, 50. But he's using an old style of chalk, which suggests it's his own fault if he did.
Yeah, it didn't sound good, did it? It sounded clunky. Sort of stared at the pink accusingly. So, what a dramatic start this is. Frame's not done.
Six.
Well, I don't know if surely this is going to be a push shot, isn't it? If he's right straight on it, you need this to be a thin cut. So I don't know if the pot's on, you know. I mean, it really can't be, I guess. So if he's got an angle on it, yes, I think he might be playing. Not sure what he is playing, but it's just ultimately a safety shot. How often do you ever see this on the black, final black, the two was virtually touching? It's so rare.
Yeah, I mean, you say I want to be on the black, but not literally. Incredible start to the night.
Dave Gilbert, 6.
Black ball frame then, 7-3 or 6-4.
He must have hit it thin, mustn't he? I didn't see it move. It clearly did. We've always got the chance of this going in the left middle. If you play around 3 cushions, it's always a possibility. We didn't play the contact double. I think Luca tapped the table. He might be having a little dart at this. It's thin. Keyboard mightn't be under any control.
In it goes. What a frame to win. It really had everything, didn't it? But crucially, it's gone to the defending champion, Luca Brecel, who's only 3 away now from the second round. First night here at the Crucible, the first of 17 days at the World Snooker Championship. Luca Brecel, our defending champ, is looking good here. 7-3, he's just won the first of the night on the black against Dave Gilbert. Is he going to do what he didn't do last year, which is win a match comfortably? It doesn't seem to be his style here, but we'll see. Gilbert had the chance, of course, in that last frame. In fact, he made a 50 break, but didn't win it.
The 11th frame. Dave Gilbert to break.
Dave Gilbert potted that terrific long pink, but landed literally on the black. And then Brecel eventually potted the black. So 7-3. The winner of the match plays Robert Milkins or Pang Zhengzhu. Of course, we go up to best of 25. And Brecel, if he were to win, would have a few days off. He says he's going to go back to Belgium, let everyone else sweat it out, return later in the week. We've got to win 3 more frames first, of course. But things looking good for the defending champ here.
I suppose the uncomfortable nature about a match being complete on day one, and you know you can go out of the event. Of course, if you do get through, then you've got a nice little break before your next match. Let everyone else sweat it out for the next few days.
So Gilbert back in. He's had, in this match, breaks of 70, 77, 115, 50. But that 50, of course, didn't win in the last frame. He's not had a good season, but he was saying at the qualifying that he's really stepped up his practice. He's been in the gym. He's been trying to do everything right for the last few weeks ahead of this World Championship to end the season on a high.
Seems like there's a plant there.
Hey.
The 2 reds at the bottom are just offline. But it's going to be a 3-ball plant now. The only thing is the middle red of the 3 is blocked off the black. And I'm not sure if he can play on it. I'm not sure if it's too close to the black. I think it is to land in behind. Powering around 2 here into the bunch. Would look a lot better if the black was available, wouldn't it? That shot.
14.
I mean, the red's easy, but what do you do after that? How do you get out into a place where a colour is available?
$15.
Well, he's taking something on. Goodness, this is a massive shot if he's playing the blue, is he? Goodness me, what a shot to play. And the only...
Dave Gilbert,
by
15.
luck, he's finished on this cushion. You know, he's leaving everything there. Nowhere near the pot. I'm not surprised how difficult it was.
One. 5.
Yeah, he'd have loved to have been on the red by the black, get rid of it. What he's got, though, now, of course, is breathing space, the lead he's got. He's piling pressure on Gilbert every chance he has, although he didn't have to take that blue on, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a bit of a predicament, wasn't he, I suppose, with the red up at the other table as well in bulk. But it seemed quite an adventurous shot to be playing.
10.
These balls have taken a bit of a bashing today, haven't they? I mean, again, he's trying to play the positive shot, get into them, just didn't quite land on one.
Well, there's a rarity.
Brecel, 10.
The break ending with an actual safety shot. First of the day, I think, or certainly the first of the evening. It's quite a good one as well because he can hit the bunch of reds. Playing off them to the right, there's reds that can be in the way on the route back to the bulk area. Playing the red of the left of the bunch, there's everything in the way also. He could do well to avoid a ball here. And he did so. Well, you see the replay when he's trying to get the cue ball into a safe-ish area. But the red has followed it. Very long bridge there, Luca, on that shot. It wasn't a great effort, really, was it?
1.
I think actually on that last shot, you know, his bridge was so long that he almost ran out of cue, and it sort of, by the time he hit the cue ball, there was nothing on the ball at all. He mistimed it. I know that's kind of his technique, but he was bridging right from the cushion rail to sort of a ball that was a third of the way across the table, the cue ball.
6.
Oh, wow. Wow, it dropped.
Okay, Gilbert, 6.
It never quite
Luca
stopped
Brecel.
rolling, did it? You know, you thought, well, it's just teetering on the edge.
Teetering's the word, isn't it? I mean, I wasn't sure it was quite going to get there, and then, yeah, in it went. Wow, what a difference. Last thing he needed.
Was quite an unusual win off, I must say, because it appeared it was never quite going to make it.
He has a medical exemption, by the way, if you're wondering why he's not wearing a bow tie, Luca Brecel.
That's a fantastic shot. Deserves to be on a colour. Yeah, he's got a couple of shots. Brilliant red. I mean, look at this for a shot. Screwing back off the other red. What a shot. And he must now make something come of this. I know there are safe reds. He can't really play the black because I don't know if it will tie itself up by being respotted or whether the red's on the black spot. Maybe if he does pot it, the black won't go on his own, but it's one of those tight ones that will be marked by the referee. Yeah.
8.
It's not helpful, really. Might be able to get to the black from a very small area. But the red's not helping him.
Nine.
That smile is not a very happy smile. He's finished a little awkwardly. As you can see, the blue's in the way and it doesn't even go because he's probably going to have to play the pink, but how does he get to it? So it's probably the worst place he could have ended up from that last shot.
$15.
Yes, he looked to see if he can pop that red. I think maybe he could just play the red and leave the cue ball where the red is by the black. I think that's all he could do. It's quite an attacking option because it frees the other balls. It's probably better
Gilbert,
than
15.
anything else that was up for grabs. He's got a clear shot at the red close to the top right pocket, but again, it's difficult to know what he can do with it. Yeah, immediately he knew he'd get the double kiss there, and he had no control of anything as soon as it happened.
One.
This stage, it feels like a must-win frame now. 7-3 down. Obviously lost the first of the night on the black. But it's such an open match. He's getting plenty of chances, and this is another good one now. He's already in front in the frame.
Gonna need 2 more reds here. And that's okay.
11. 12.
Well, he should get this, but there's an element of difficulty about
17.
it. Playing into a blind pocket. It's the only way back into the frame for Brecel if he was to miss this.
18.
Yeah, nicely done. One thing he's got is experience. He's one of a number of qualifiers who all tick the same boxes. Over 40, multiple Crucible appearances, played in the one table, been a top 16 player, won a ranking event. So that makes him dangerous, put it all together, even from this position.
24. 25.
He said when he qualified, Gilbert, I don't mind who I play, I don't want to play Saturday. Well, here we are, it's Saturday. And he's chasing the game, but he's gone for his shots. As I say, he's getting chances. If he starts to take them more consistently, of course, he can still turn this around.
30. So, 32. 35.
If this does end up a close finish, it'll be an opening day classic. It's been great viewing all day. They've both really gone for it.
44.
Important contribution from Gilbert just to stay in touch. 2 big frames
50.
to come before the interval. As he's chasing down this man, the defending champion, Luca Brecel.
Gilbert, 57 on the frame.
Really good clearance from Dave Gilbert. And we're back to 3 frames separating the players. Brecel leading at the Crucible 7-4. 7-4.
Frame 12.
Still 3
Luca
away
Brecel
from
to
round
break.
2. In terms of ranking events this season, I mean, Brecel hasn't played in all of them, and part of the reason for that is because he hasn't been getting the results. He wasn't in, for example, the Players' Series events. Best run a quarter-final at the Welsh Open, but of course he was in the final of the Shanghai Masters, which is a big invitation event, and indeed the new event in Riyadh as well, where Ronnie O'Sullivan both times defeated him.
Those two reds, are they a plant, the ones on the left side? I think they're just offset. Could still get interesting, couldn't it? I mean, you made the point earlier, Dave. I completely agree. Luca Brecel is not somebody that tends to win matches without a little bit of drama and a sort of edginess and close finishes. Didn't last year. If he was to just cruise away and win about 10-5, it would be a little bit surprising. Gilbert might have a part to play in this match yet. The next 2 frames will tell us a lot more.
Yeah, they've finished the first frame next door. That's what the sort of hubbub is about. It's amazing how many frames within about 3 shots the Reds are all in the open today.
I think he can get through to that left red. It looks an awfully long way away, doesn't it? But what would happen? It would be a difficult pot and position would be uncertain. But he can pot it, as you can see. There's a path through. The rest, well, it's in the balance, really, on this shot. He cannoned a couple of reds on the way through there, giving him this shot at the blue, which is not simple, but he's obviously landing on a red.
Yeah, it was awkward, wasn't it?
Dave Gilbert won.
But no, there's just no backing away at all. It's in stark contrast, this match, to the last match of the qualifiers between Joe O'Connor and Matt Selt. The last frame ultimately lasted 1 hour and 50 minutes. It nearly broke the record that Fergal O'Brien and Dave Gilbert himself set, if that's the word, just over 2 hours. It was got very nervy, as you'd expect. They're trying to get to the Crucible, but this has been completely open from the very start and continues to be.
Yeah, I mean, that frame the other night, balls went into previously unexplored parts of the table, I think. Over pockets with other balls in front of them, all sorts of things. When the pressure's on, that is a very good shot. That is a brilliant shot. Topping through the red, and goodness, that has opened up the whole frame in just one cannon. It's given him a wonderful chance.
Brecel made 2 centuries today, 134 in the second frame, 104 in the sixth, a 91, a 73, a 50 as well.
It's well worth seeing that shot again because it's exactly what he played. It's a very hard shot to play. I think the kind of shot, if Ronnie O'Sullivan would have been playing it, we've been speaking about it for a while. Complete frame opening shot.
$24.
And when you think that the blue and the pink are nowhere near their own spots,
25.
you know, the black is very much in play now.
Sure.
Asking for something to be cleaned.
32.
Cue ball, I think.
Paul Collier is the referee. He'll be refereeing the final 2 weeks from now, and that'll be his last match as a referee before he heads to the tournament office to work as tournament director for World Snooker Tour.
33. $36. $37. $39.
Yeah, it makes a difference, doesn't it, the blue not being on its spot. You know, if he's not finishing with an angle to get on the black, he's having to travel down for bulk colours, and the further the white travels, the more likely something will go wrong.
I get the feeling that he's very good at engineering a break, though, isn't he, Brecel? You know, he can overcome that. He's a shot maker. So other players do it almost as a formula of getting in. When the balls are not in great position, they don't quite know how to react. However, that is clearly no
44.
good. Oh, this is really difficult. Done well.
45.
It's just never dull, is it? That's the thing with him. You know, it's not been tight position all the way through, but as you say, he's just capable of pulling off these shots.
Got to pull off maybe one more shot here. That's surely not reaching, is it? It's not the first time, is it? That blue that he played, the previous frame, where it didn't really reach, it wasn't quite on target. So, as ever, there's a way back into the frame.
Yeah, it was all a bit death or glory, but like I say, because he didn't stay nicely on the black initially, the white was sort of roaming around.
One.
wasn't a very wide target, was it, the way they were shaped? To go into those 3 reds is what he tried. There's bigger areas that you could attack than that with reds usually. So now this surely is the end of that. He's got to find a safe area. He could really do with finding a way back into this frame.
Dave Gilbert, 8.
I don't think Luca particularly wants to move the red that's to the left of the black in playing safe. It probably is a route up the table. But he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to just make it easier for a counter-attack because he has a lead in the frame. It's 36 points, could be a useful lead. Doesn't want to open things up too much. It's not his problem. It's more Gilbert's problem now. With the blue's safe and the pink is where it is. was all a bit precarious, that shot, wasn't it? The cue heading towards the left corner. He's been a bit lucky, hasn't he, there, Brecel. Gilbert's got good cueing where that yellow is really not helping him where it is. For a cueing shot like this, it's very missable. If the yellow was somewhere else, I'd really fancy him for this. It's more than a distraction, I think. Very fine cueing, brilliant shot.
Yeah, he cued that beautifully, didn't he? So he's in. Red's all available. The blue looking ahead. He's, of course, a little awkward.
Five. Six.
It's not only the blue later on being awkward, the fact he's not available now is what makes this awkward.
Yeah, and if you could have taken reds and blacks, Dave, he might have only needed the blue at the end and not the pink after it. But it seemed unlikely to take red and blacks there. I mean, he didn't play on the pink, but he has a little look at it. If you could, it wouldn't be a bad thing to pop this, at least to get it back on his spot, even if it doesn't amount to winning the frame. Well, I think it might have lost him the frame now.
Dave Gilbert, six.
I thought he might play it, just make sure the pot there. I know it's not a very ambitious shot, but get the blue sort of, or the pink on its spot, then the blue to pink is doable. The frame is gone, just about.
Yeah, it's another one, isn't it, where he's had, you know, chances to win it, a lot of table time. But it seems to be heading south once more. This is effectively this red for an 8-4 lead.
Eight.
And he's missed it. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Luca Brecel, eight.
Just needed that.
I can't believe it. Can't really see that there was ever any life left in this frame, but there is now. Still going to be a good effort to win the frame. But now he's still in there.
Foul.
Wow. He's caught the red with his cue there.
Dave Gilbert, four.
So suddenly this is unravelling a bit for Brecel, a frame that he looks certain to win. Those 4 points, you know, are handy at this stage for Gilbert. Didn't get out of the way in time. Stopped the red dead with the tip of his cue.
It's a very unusual foul, isn't it? You're normally aware of that sort of thing. Yes, he's put him in again, and he might have a little go at something here. He's a dangerous player to put in again in that situation, but I suppose he had no choice. It's one of those players, you don't want to leave him an out-and-out pot because he'll crunch it in. Very close to more than one pocket. Just wonder, is he destined to lose this frame? Because he really should have won it by now, goodness.
One.
Well, he had to play the snooker, didn't he? He really had to.
Gilbert, one.
33 in it. You know, high-value colours are a concern, but for now, the concern is Brecel hitting this.
That's where that weird foul, though, has helped him, hasn't it? The 4 points. Otherwise, it would have been 37 in it. He would have kind of needed something in, really.
Just feels a frame that Brecel is now struggling to get over the line in. Made a few errors which are a bit sloppy, to be honest.
Foul and a miss.
The miss will be called.
Gilbert, 4.
Don't know if he's going to take it or might be tempted to have it put back. I wouldn't blame him there, because either he keeps missing and leaving that same shot, or he hits it and he could stick an easier chance.
Okay, Dave. Foul and a miss. Gilbert, 4. Back.
Well, you did use the word unravelling, didn't you? And I think it seems to be happening just like that, doesn't it? Something... The concentration's gone. The ball could finish anywhere here.
Foul and a miss. Gilbert, 4.
Trouble is, when you hit so firmly into the first cushion, you don't really know how it's going to come off that cushion, because it can just check, or it's the speed it's going onto the cushion at, which is the awkward bit.
Okay.
So a big moment here, because this frame should have been over. Brecel had the last red, missed it to that right corner. Can Gilbert make the clearance and potentially turn the match?
Five. Seven.
This is a frame that should be over a long time ago. And if Luca Brecel loses it, I don't know quite how he would have managed it, because he had a very easy red to clinch it, and since then a lot of things have happened and none of them have been much good to him.
And of course, the key thing here, the pink is relatively near the blue. It's not like he's having to force it in to get down to the pink spot.
14.
Yeah, completely right, although that's not a great shot. Now I wonder if he'll even play this. I think he is going to. If it doesn't go in, it probably stays over the pocket. Wonder what Luca wants him to do. Play it and miss it, I guess, but it's either that or does he want him to play a safety shot? The longer you look at these, the more you think that you have to play safe. Well, he's coming up towards a minute and a half here. Approaching it anyway to see which shot he's going to play. He still doesn't know. The pot's been ruled out, clearly. It's a very good shot. It was worth the wait.
Gilbert 14.
Not even what he had planned, but that's a clever, very subtle safety shot, and he's put Brecel in a lot of trouble.
Foul and a miss.
That shot's on. I think it was a...
Dave Gilbert 5, free ball.
The way he was aiming, it didn't seem he was going to hit the ball, I must say. He was going to slide past it.
Back.
Gonna have to go further up the cushion.
Okay, yeah.
Well done. Much better this time.
Well, another very dramatic frame, of course, the first of the night. Brecel won on the black.
Foul.
Oh dear, now where's the blue? Where's the blue?
Luca Brecel 5.
It's over the pocket, can you believe it? After all that. He needs blue and pink Brecel to win the frame after all. The in-off's one thing, but on another day the blue might travel past the middle. Wow, what has he done here? Well, not got on the pink is the answer. Played the double with safety in mind, I guess, but the frame just refuses to end for Brecel.
Luca Brecel 5.
And this pig's cuttable.
Yeah, the double was an air of desperation, I think. Surely he could have played a better safety shot or a secure shot there. It's going to be a horrible frame to lose, should he do so.
Seems incredible he hasn't won it yet, but here we are. Gilbert needs pink and black to close to 7-5. If only it were that simple.
6.
Well, in contrast to the other black ball frame, where the two balls are close together. They could hardly be any further apart this time.
Dave Gilbert 6.
He took on a double last time. I wouldn't blame him if he did this time. That's not simple. It's gone over the pocket, but neither kind of... You can see this being missed. It's not a nice shot. What's happened to Luca?
And what will happen to him if Gilbert can knock this in? Frame, surely the Belgian should have won by now. But in goes the black, Dave Gilbert. Wins an extraordinary frame. What is that going to do to the defending champion? 7-5. Well, all the smiling faces yesterday at the media day, now this is the reality, isn't it? Back at the Crucible, back at the coalface of snooker, and Luca Brecel, who was in complete control of this match, has let things slip in that last frame. He's still ahead, of course, 7-5, but my word, 8-4. You can see him pulling away. As it is, this could get very interesting now. Gilbert potted a very good black there. And that's a shot, if he wins the match, we'll look back on for sure. But Brecel, of course, had the chances earlier, the red, the blue. He didn't get on the pink. 7-5. So Gilbert now with the chance to reduce the arrears to just one at the interval on the opening night.
The 13th frame, Dave Gilbert.
Here at the Crucible, it's turning into a bit of a thriller.
One way to bounce back. Very fine opening red. Yes, 2 shots ago this was well played. The black not quite so good.
8.
He's got an awkward little red to middle now. Never reaching, is it? He knew. What's going on
Luca
here?
Brecel, 8.
This is the world champion. He looked in good form earlier, but somewhere along the lines, the wheel has now definitely fallen off.
One.
Yeah, he was playing sort of champagne snooker earlier, wasn't he? But I'm afraid it's gone flat right now. And he maybe needs that interval just to kind of get his head together. We know how important that can be. We saw it at the qualifying, didn't we, with the Neal Robertson-Jamie Jones match, how that turned when Jamie Jones came back out 8-5 down.
6. Seven. Yeah, sure.
That's how the pot success has dropped off from 92%, which is very respectable, to 80, which is concerning in this session.
$14. $15.
So Dave Gilbert has been given a sort of second wind here. Of course, he knows as well as anyone the drama of the Crucible, that agonising defeat to Higgins 5 years ago in the semis.
22.
There were tears, not just from him. The interview with Rob Walker, it was done in the corridor. All the people in the offices got involved in the emotion over the 3 days. They know what it means to these players at this venue in this tournament.
23.
It was a good split, but he could have landed better on a red,
30.
actually. There's an element of awkwardness about the next shot if he plays that red to left corner. Well, choice of reds, the one with the rest, or the thin cut to the left side. He didn't fancy it because I think if he had, he wouldn't have been looking at
Gilbert, 30.
an alternative. But Luca coming to the table full of expectation. I don't think he's going to like what he sees. There's no easy starter, red. In fact, there's nothing to go at. I think sometimes at this game, the only strength you can take when you're struggling is not what you do well, but if your opponent misses, as Gilbert did there, he could have really put Brecel under pressure by making a big break, but he didn't. So that's the only consolation he can take, Brecel. Now, here's a shot. The red to the right of the blue goes in. There's so much on. Well, I think he's playing a different shot here. I'm amazed he didn't play that red, you know. So attacking. It was a slightly awkward angle, I guess. Had it been straighter on the red, surely he would have played it. This was a bit of caution for once, playing the other red. Cue ball going back to bulk. a little spell here where he's not getting close to pots, but he's not leaving anything easy. I mean, even the yellow has covered the path to the middle on a red that he might have taken on.
Well, we might as well invoke the snooker gods. It's like they're saying to Brecel, you were getting easy chances earlier and you weren't putting the frames away, so now you're not going to get them. You're going to have to try and work for them. Suddenly it's become a bit of an uphill battle, even though he's still in front at 7-5.
I thought that was him when he hit it, I must say. Whether it was just tailed off a bit to the right, I'm not certain. But the bounce in his step that we saw earlier in the day is not there at the moment.
Yeah, he wasn't sure as he stayed right down, following the path of the red.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't sure, but at the end, it kind of missed by quite a way. So I wonder if it just drifted.
Well, it's given Gilbert another chance. He's 22 in front. He looked kind of out of this match about 15 minutes ago. Ooh. Well, that was a big chance.
Oh, wow. That's unbelievable, isn't it? That's a terrible miss, I have to say, when you could sense he was getting into things. Did he get a kick? And we're back to talking about kicks again after all these years. Because recently the different chalk has meant we haven't got to waffle on about them, quite honestly.
1.
Because Luca Brecel is using an old style chalk that very few players still use. And there have been some kicks today. So work it out.
Well, let's see. It's a rather fractious passage of play. But it's not like he wasn't put under pressure like this last year. Well, he's not making this easy on himself.
5. 6.
Played that well. He wasn't particularly nice on that, was he? He'd sort of got right into the cue ball on the previous shot, but anyway, he's knocked the red in.
Yeah, but the point you make is a really good one. I mean, he won the world title last year. There's plenty of highs and lows there. Behind considerably in some of his matches, including a record turnaround in the semi-final. 9 frames behind. So he's got the metal. Just for the moment, though, his
40.
game has gone to pieces. He's got to find a way back.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster ride, isn't it? It can be terrifying, but the one thing you want to do when the ride stops is get on it again. And that's kind of what he's doing here this year so far.
$60. $70.
Well, he can't afford any more slip-ups like the previous frame. And yes, he's in front, but he needs to get that 3-frame
22.
cushion back, I think.
23.
quite how he played that, but he'll take it. Played
30.
definitely hit the pink, but not the red on the way through to it.
He'll need one of the
31.
reds that's near a cushion. Obviously the one on the right-hand side, just away from the cushion.
Again,
he really got into the white there.
38. $43. 44.
So we're getting to a similar point in the frame where things went wrong previously. But of course, a red and a black here. That would be 36 in it. So that's all he can be thinking about.
50.
It was not sort of red down at the bottom cushion like this that he missed. Same kind of a shot.
51.
Well, so what you like about him, it's never dull, is it? What an adventure this has been this evening. Black effectively for 8-5. Trying to get the red out as well.
Even that was quite an adventurous shot, wasn't it? Under all the things that had happened. I think a few players have rolled
58.
that black in and that was all they would have done. Oh, hang on a minute, don't go in off, surely.
What have you done, Luca? What have you done? Oh,
he's very, very fortunate.
Luca Brecel, 58.
Very fortunate there.
Well, can Brecel put the red away and put the frame away with it? And then we're back to where we started the night. 3 in front, although that doesn't begin to tell the story. Wow. What a strange evening. Flew in like a Belgian bullet into the middle. Not sure Gilbert saw the funny side. And he's already walking off. He's seen enough of that.
And the frame.
So, an eventful night, to say the least. But at the end of the day, Luca Brecel is back where he started it. 3 frames clear. He needs 2 more, and he's into the second round. So, after a rather frenetic 4 frames, the players have had 15 minutes to collect their thoughts. Brecel 2 away, despite, let's be honest, throwing away the 12th frame. He won the next, so 8-5, it's a good lead. Can he close this out here this evening and put himself into round 2?
Quietly now, please.
I think it was one of those strange mid-session intervals, really, wasn't it, where both players, I'm sure, were not very happy with anything, really. Gilbert can't be at 8-5 down. I don't think Luca was all that pleased with life either, quite honestly. That was some shot.
1.
It just felt like they both walked off a little bit confused with things. But it is a 3-frame lead, you know, and sometimes you have to just look at the score rather than all of the reasons you ended up with that score.
Yeah, I thought Gilbert looked furious. You know, he'd obviously won the crunch frame, or so it seemed, was in, missed that red, lost frame 13, and was sort of back where we started the night.
Yeah, I mean, the concession basically was the fact that he just disappeared out of the arena. I don't even think he told anybody he was going. The next thing, he just exit stage left. Oh, there's a good shot. There's a nice shot. It's very interesting, isn't it? You know, we've all been not so much critical of Luca. I think we all love watching him play, but it's worth remembering that he did beat Mark Selby over 35 frames here last year. So there's a lot to him. There's a lot more to him, isn't there, than we've seen tonight?
Yeah, and I think in all the matches last year, he created a certain energy in the room that at times got to his opponents. You weren't quite sure what he was going to do, but you knew it would probably be quite bold.
$11. 12.
Powerfully played. I think sometimes people think of Q Power as screwing back, but it can also be top spin through the bunch
18.
like that. That's a lovely shot.
19.
He might have the shot just to shift those two reds that are going to be a little troublesome. They're touching each other below and to the left. I think he's going to have to move them.
$26. $27.
Well, avoiding the bulk colours from here and getting down through bulk, back through a red is not simple with the hand on the cushion rail. And he can't manage it, I'm afraid.
$32. Luca Brecel, 32.
The only thing to say is it could have been a lot worse. A sheepish look across to David Gilbert. Somehow it's all gone safe.
Total of 7 first-time Crucible champions have lost their opening match the following year. The last was Stuart Bingham back in 2016. Of course, no first-time champion famously has won the event the next year. Not even the real greats, the Davises, the Hendrys, the O'Sullivans. Not quite sure when the term Crucible curse was sort of first trotted out, but I guess Davis's lost and Tony Knowles in 1982 was such a big shock. Maybe it started to resonate then. Something special, isn't there, about this old place? Like no other venue. That's the whole point of it. When people say it should go somewhere bigger, the fact that it is configured like this is what makes it special. Careful what you wish for.
Foul.
Well, he wasn't far away from the red, but apparently he never made contact. It's being put back, but there's not a lot of movement.
All right.
Wow. How about that? Well, it's either going to be good or bad for Luca. It's a difficult red. He's left to middle for David Gilbert. He's going to have to play it, but it could be a way for Luca to get back in with a 28-point lead already. It's hard to refuse something like this to the middle pocket, but shots have been missed tonight, as we know. Really nice. That was the best shot to play. Gave it every chance. Now, things are going to have to start to happen fast here.
Yes, has to really knuckle down because it's a great red, actually. Look, seeing it from that angle, it was kind of all do or die.
6.
But time starting to run out a little for Gilbert if he can't take this chance. As I say, he's prepared well. He's really put the effort in. He was sort of saying, feels like he hasn't really played all year properly. He pulled out of a couple of tournaments. But the World Championship is one you just have to commit to. It's an achievement to qualify. I'm sure if you followed it with us on Discovery Plus the 10 days, it was so dramatic,
12.
particularly the last two. So just to get here is an achievement, but then you've really got to step up again. Particularly in moments like
13.
this when you're up against it.
$20. $21. 26. $27. 32.
So he's done
33.
the first part of it to get himself into a position where he's in the frame again. Yes, whatever he does take from here, he is going to need that red up the table that's up against the bulk cushion. There was a point
39.
where he could have taken higher value colours and he wouldn't have needed it, but he will do.
$44. $45.
Yes, if he's playing on the pink, that's actually the really good ball to play on, because then
48.
red, pink and the red he could roll in. I mean, make sure with the red anyway. Wouldn't need a colour with it. Oh, no. That must have been a kick. That must have been a kick.
Gilbert, 48.
It's almost like the two balls just sort of clung together for a period of time there. Yeah, I mean, look, this is just a horrid kick.
One.
Yeah, I noticed Luca didn't play on the pink, interestingly, because red to pink and then yellow,
Five.
in that order, are easier where the balls are. But this is not an easy red to take on. Playing it with some pace. And that's why he
Luca
missed it.
Brecel,
It's the
5.
extra force required to get out into a colour.
Just for a moment, I thought it might hit the black and sort of be safe, but it is possible. Gilbert 15 in front. But the red's not in.
Quite a few mistakes are being made now, aren't there? Still a fairly open game as well, but this time the balls aren't going in as they were in the first session.
This red feels like such a big ball now. Likely the difference between 9-5 and 8-6.
He's played a number of these shots, sort of rolling them in, Gilbert, with mixed results today. Ah, lovely. That's a nice shot. Still got work to do, though. We need this blue, and a little bit more as well, yellow and green. He's going yellow and yellow again. That was the right shot in the end. Judged it to perfection.
3.
Yes, so it's in his hands to pull one back.
5.
The whole match has been so open. A lot of chances, but Dave Gilbert in the end surely did enough already here. Snooker needed, but he's not going to miss this brown. So he's hanging on.
12.
We're in the real meat of the match now, the last mini session, where someone's going to win and someone's going to lose.
17.
Brecel's made the running all day, but he still needs 2 more to get over the line.
Dave Gilbert, 23, I'm afraid.
Yeah, a lot can happen yet. We know that from all the years we've been coming to the Crucible. Gilbert, importantly for him, pulls back the first after the interval. So Brecel now leads 8-6.
54.
First night at the Crucible, and a very interesting, entertaining, at times error-strewn match in progress between Luca Brecel and Dave Gilbert. It's 8-6 to Brecel.
The 15th frame, Dave Gilbert to break.
Well, playing up the table off the bunch is not easy with the red already down there. Got to get it into an exact spot.
Quite a lively atmosphere in general. The other side, the Ford-Walden match, getting plenty of interest. I think both have got supporters in. Dave Gilbert has got a few in as well. Rob Walker always describes his supporters as the Tamworth Massive. It's never been clear quite how massive they are, but there's a few in tonight, I think, willing him on.
Yeah, that's a well-weighted safety shot, well-directed and troublesome. You would not be surprised if this match went a long way from here. He doesn't look on the brink of just shaking off David Gilbert. In fact, attentional pockets, one's gone in. One's gone in.
One.
Well, it's all right playing that shot, but now he has to try and just make things even worse by clearing up. I mean, this went in 1,000 miles an hour. If you watch that 5 times, you'd see a different thing every time that happened there. Ball's going in all kinds of directions. Well, is there anything there?
7.
I don't think there is. This red cut-in is mighty thin. Good shot.
8.
Now he's ended up on this brown to middle. It doesn't tell anything about the last 3 shots, does it?
Well, you may wonder what some of the sort of established players of the first Crucible era would make of this, but I actually interviewed Ray Reardon last summer, and he said he's never seen anything like Luca Brecel,
12.
and he's seen all of them. He thought he was just really exciting, which he certainly is. It's a bit high wire, isn't it, the way he plays?
Well, someone like Ray Reardon would have seen a lot of players, but he's seeing a bit of a one-off, if there's possible to be one, with the amount of people that have played this game and walked down those steps here. But he kind of is different to a lot of the others. It was an outrageous fluke. I mean, it was...
18.
Gilbert's safety shot was immaculate. In behind the green, he must have been delighted with
19.
it. Could be his last shot of the frame.
$24. 25.
This is sort of the calm after the storm, if you like, the way he got in. This is about just trying to keep a little bit of control. Take a few deep breaths and try and get himself to within 1 of the winning line.
$31.
This Gilbert was running on.
32.
It's a very awkward break, isn't it? Scandalous how it started, of course, with that fluke. Certainly, if you're David Gilbert, you're thinking exactly that.
$37.
That is a beautiful shot. That is played to absolute perfection for position.
$43. $44.
There it is again.
50.
It's not going to make any happier viewing for Gilbert and his fans. Outrageous, really.
51.
It's almost, you're almost playing for a ball to go in that you've no way of knowing how it's going to go in. Almost trying to fluke one. There was a whole lot of frustration in the shot. I don't think he knew what to play, but he didn't take a great deal of trying to solve what to play. I don't know. It's a
57.
crazy game at times.
$58.
Well, the important thing is he kept going, and we've kind of been in this position before where he's approaching frame ball. He needs pink and red. Remember frame 12 when he didn't put the red away ultimately for 8-4. So this is the ball that should make it 9-6.
64.
So he was very
65.
fortunate how it started, but he's kept it going, and it means that Luca Brecel is going to be a frame from round 2 of the World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, he's right to just keep going, isn't he? I mean, it was almost
71.
feel a bit embarrassed about fluking a ball like that. I've not seen him look over once at David Gilbert yet. He daren't, I should think.
72.
But at least he has, you know, used that slice of luck to his favour. He might as well do.
I think Gilbert might be in the mood to put another Crucible curse on him after that, as if as if the main one isn't heavy enough burden.
78.
I mean, otherwise it's been a good break, given that the black's been able to
79.
play all the way through, as you can see.
Well, it's a big moment, isn't it, that fluke, and he's kept it going.
85.
And the frame is his, regardless of what he does next here. Little trick shot, is it? 85
Luca Brecel.
from Luca Brecel, so Gilbert up against it now. He'll have to win the last 4. Couldn't do anything about that. He played a good shot. It was his last shot. He trails 9-6. So Luca Brecel needs one more frame to become the first man into the last 16 of this World Championship. Night 1 at the Crucible. And, of course, there's on a first session on the other side. If Brecel were to win 10-6, the wall at some point would go up, so everyone could watch Ford and Walden. But got to get there first. It's been a very dramatic evening. A couple of close frames here and there. The fluke, of course, was big in the last. It got him in for the 85. He just wants one more And he said he'd be going back to Belgium because he won't play, obviously, for a few days until the second round starts. Play if he does win, he's not won yet, but if he does, he'll play the Robert Milkins or Pang Zhongzhu. He's in the same quarter as Sean Murphy, Lou Heischen, Ali Carter and Stephen Maguire. Carter 5-4 up there. Same half as the likes of Selby, Kyron Wilson, John Higgins, Mark Allen. But if they're watching this, they'll be wary of him, the way he's playing, just the unconventional way he's going about things. So Luca Brecel has got himself 9-6 in front. He needs one more for victory. Dave Gilbert will have to win the last 4 to stop him.
There's a lot of focus on Luca at the moment, understandably. I mean, he's world champion, it's as simple as that, but David Gilbert cannot be anything but absolutely hopping mad the way the night's gone. He's missed chances, he had no luck. Luca might have been more there for the taking than he's been certainly in this championship last year. You know, there were a lot of frames that could have gone either way. He's just about still in the match. But I'm not sure how he's feeling. He doesn't want to put him behind the green again. You know what happened last time? Can he get from red onto a colour here? It might be a way of getting on the black for Brecel, but if he puts all his eggs into one basket for that positional shot, if it doesn't succeed, he won't be on anything else. Well, he's not really finished very nicely on this black, but he's tempted by it. It's a pocket blocker if it doesn't go in. So that was cleverer than it looked. It wasn't a reckless shot. He was in or over with the black. Everyone thought that was going in, that black, for sure. There's been some strange occurrences today, or especially this evening, actually. All sorts happening here.
Yeah, it just feels like they've used every part of the table somehow tonight. This red is on, though.
I don't blame him for playing that. The black's close in the pocket. You know, he's taking a leaf out of Luca's book, just chancing his arm a little bit. Probably the right thing to do. So so much thinking you can do at this game, and sometimes you just have to play shots.
Yes, I mean, whatever the result, I don't think anyone will accuse either player of having gone into their shell in this match. It's been open right from the start, both trying to make things happen.
It definitely wasn't a sitter, not when you're having to play it at the kind of pace that Gilbert had to. We saw a little shake of the head there. Things could have been very different today. I mean, it might be that we're nearing the end of this match because the winning line is in sight for Brecel. Maybe that'll galvanise him for this last push. It's been a very in-and-out performance, though.
Eight. Nine.
I mean, he really won't get a better chance to close out a match at the Crucible than this. World champion or not.
$14. $15.
Well, he doesn't play the sort of classical way, if you like, but there's plenty of people who have done, who haven't won this World Championship. That's the point, isn't it? He does it the way he does it.
Well, I mean, it was absolutely exhilarating watching him last year, wasn't it? It was one of the best things you could see in the game, how he won the title.
I know, and if he were to play Milkins in the second round, that would be a really eye-catching match, wouldn't it?
21.
Because the Milkman loves an open game as well. He's got to get there first. Just didn't quite pull the white back far enough here to be nice on this blue. And trying to force it round the angles has caught the pink, so it's gone wrong.
Just wonder if the bottom red 26. Of the two below the black might be a shot to nothing that you can keep the break going with here. I mean, this is where he's brilliant. What a shot. Yes, it was a shot to nothing. But he is a shot maker and a half, isn't he? I wonder if it's time to just pull up the drawbridge and play safe now. You're allowed to do it, you know, play safe. No law against it.
Luca Brecel, 27.
Quite a good shot. He may have left a go at the close red, but it wouldn't be easy. There's a red down. Might be a red to the right middle. I don't know if he's even looked at it yet. The two reds close together, the top red of the two. He's such a good player in the middle pockets. I thought he might be tempted by that one. That's good cue ball. It's quite a clever shot. I think that's kind of what he played. He probably went for the red also. I think if I was David Gilbert here, I would do a Luca Brecel and hit these as hard as I could and hope to fluke something. Try and inflict some kind of damage to the table in some way. Not physical damage. Just try and fluke one or anything. Very hard to lay up to a red here.
Yeah, he's in trouble. 27 down, 9-6 down. Could easily be his last shot, this.
Well, it might be his last shot, even if he tries to play a little subtle defensive sort of nudge up to a ball. He might as well go out in a blaze.
Foul and a miss. Luca
It's going to go back. And it's very hard. I mean, look, there are two reds he can lay up to, but if he gets it wrong, he'll leave one of them.
Okay. Bit nearer the pink. Yeah. Okay.
It's just a horrible
Foul.
snooker.
Luca
Full
Brecel,
stop. There's
full.
nothing you can
Yeah.
see. No ball near a cushion you can just decide to lay up to. It's a horrible position to be in. It was a good shot from Luca Brecel.
Okay. Yeah. Luca.
This is the problem, isn't it? May as well have tried something a little
Foul.
different
And
there and
it's
see if
Luca
his luck was in
Brecel.
or out. A pity, really, because it'd been good to see Gilbert back qualifying again. He's a very likeable guy. Played well here before, of course, a semi-finalist. But today, surely, should he lose from here, would go down as one of the most frustrating he's ever had.
Yes, I think frustrating is the word, because there's so many moments to look back on where things could have been different. At times it's felt like a sort of anxiety dream, this match. It's out of his hands for now.
Eight. Nine.
Well, he's not over the line yet. I'm sure he played on the blue on that previous red. Finished very short.
15. Luca Brecel, 15.
So, it wasn't his last shot. There is still a glimmer for Gilbert. Brecel just couldn't quite convert the chance.
One.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to begrudge him a nice nudge after what's happened. He's landed plumb on the black. He did acknowledge it, but come on. After that fluke in the last frame.
8. 9.
That's not worked at all. He's on the red up close, but it's not nice.
16.
This is a horrible little shot to be playing. This next one. So, of course, if he could pull this off, he's kind of in there with a
24.
fighting chance of getting the match back on track.
25.
Got to make sure nothing goes wrong here. The balls are good, but there's still the chance that something could go wrong, I suppose. Just the fact that yellow's away from its spots and the pink's up there and things
32.
Slightly unconventional.
$33. $40.
I think it's a good shot not to play on the pink or black because they would go on the black spot, either one of them. I think they're slightly better placed where they are now, just to clear up.
Well, Brecel had what looked like a golden chance. He just lost his way positionally, missed that red.
$47.
And Gilbert must have feared the worst, but now there's a bit of a spring in his step, if anything.
50. $54.
He'll check if the scores tells him he needs blue and pink to close to 9-7.
59.
And that's exactly what he's done. That was a very confident, assured break from Dave Gilbert, who is still in this match. Brecel still needs one, now leading 9-7. So Gilbert has pulled one back, 9-7 to Brecel. He won all those close matches last year. Of course, there was one year here against Marco Fu 2017. He was actually 7-1 up in the first round, lost 10-9. Anyway, he still needs one here to reach round 2.
Frame 17, Dave Gilbert to break. 1.
Shot of the day, for me, that one. Incredible cue power, isn't it? And the accuracy. One thing being able to screw back that far, but to hit it in a straight line, that's the difficult bit at times. You want to keep this break going if you can. Brilliant shot. I mean, he could have rolled up, but it doesn't really seem to be the thing that players do. He's very unfortunate to finish there. I mean, he's had a good night for luck, but that was a brave shot, and unless he can just dribble that red to middle,
3.
the rewards won't be there. Very brave shot to play.
Oh, not another one. Oh. Well, he's not backing away from any shots, is he? Nearly fluked another one there. Get in, someone was shouting. I'm guessing they're not from Tamworth. Anyway, the man who is comes back to the table. Yeah, good first pot. So this is a good chance, you've got to say. That's the thing in this match. It seems, apart from the last frame of the session this morning, whenever anyone's come to the table, the balls have just been open. So there's always been some sort of scoring chance. Just the nature of how the match has been played.
8. 9. Okay. 15. 16.
Well, he can play on the red just closest to the left of the black, or he could decide to go into the 7 reds and really chance his arm. There is a red over the pocket up there, so it's not out of the question he would play that. It's a backup red. That's what he has done. He played it with an element of control. He didn't just try and take the reds out to all parts of the table.
21.
It's getting very interesting now,
22.
isn't it?
Yeah, I thought the 65 clearance he made in the last frame, he looked really assured. And I saw Brecel picked up on that as well. Just how confident he looked making it. Got that same sort of look
29.
about him here.
$30.
More of a controlled break maker than Luca Brecel, isn't he? Gilbert, you know, he does orthodox player. Nice player to watch as well when he's playing well. He's always got that red up the table. If anything goes wrong with position on a red, saviour if he needs it.
$38.
He's really getting on with this.
45.
Not prevaricating in the slightest. Suggests he fancies
46.
the job here. Certainly pulling this one back, and then who knows, 9-8, it's anyone's.
$51. $52.
That one struggled to go in. Slightly put him out of position here. He's on a red, but not be right behind it as he would have
55.
hoped. Back in now, though.
56.
Yeah, it's turning into a first day thriller.
61. $62.
Now, this is the ball that should secure the frame. And
67.
again, it's just impressive how he's made it. Taken these as
68.
if he's fancy potting every ball. So, pressure mounting on the shoulders of the defending champion. Flashbacks maybe to last year. All those narrow victories he had, including, of course, here in the first round, 10-9 over
75.
Ricky Walden.
$76.
Yes, I mean, he looked out, didn't he, when he was in that horrid snooker, and then Brecel made a decent break from it.
81.
Quick fire
Dave
81
Gilbert,
from
81.
Dave Gilbert. Is Luca Brecel getting the Crucible collie wobbles here? Gilbert on the comeback trail, looking good. He could have been out by now, but in fact, it's 9-8. So they're the stats so far. The pot success has sort of drifted into the 80s, but it's been very exciting, this. The crowd loving it.
Thank
Luca
you, the
Brecel
18th
maybe not so
frame,
much
Luca
now.
Brecel to break.
Golden chances to win. Certainly 10-6, but here we are. It's 9-8. And Gilbert has put together two really good frames. Just looks so determined. Made the 65 clearance and then that 85 as well. Sorry, 81 it was to win that most recent frame. And he's in again. Shot to nothing.
1.
He's looking at the left side of the table, as if he might take the brown and play down that side, and if anything there is available, of course. He's going to force it in, though. This is an absolutely superb shot. What a shot that is. He played on that red. That's very, very good under the circumstances.
Six.
Well, as Dave said, he'd played 2 very good frames, but he started this one with some very positive shots. Oh, no, surely not.
Foul.
He absolutely does not deserve that.
Dave Gilbert 6, Luca Brecel 5.
He started to play some really good snooker. As I say, you can be the kind of the victim of your own success with that shot. If you play it ever so well, there's more chance of you knocking the red in. Desperate luck, though.
Very unlucky that red caught another red on the way through. So Brecel, after all that, and of course the reds have been open for him now, gets his chance again. But how's he feeling? Can he just keep a bit of control? That was the issue at 9-6. He just lost his way. He was left with that red with the rest that, you know, was missable. He did miss it.
9. $16. 17.
I don't think that was a very good shot. I'm sure he slightly mishit that. I don't think he played on this red. I'm sure he played on the red that was into the same pocket as the ball he knocked in.
24.
No, he's not quite right on the blue. He's gone from being absolutely perfect, Brecel, to being just at the point where something could conceivably go wrong again. I think he's doing the right thing and just weighing matters up here. This is the most crucial stage of the match we're at.
Yeah, you want to be leaving things as straightforward as possible. Just put himself under a little bit of unnecessary
29.
pressure. As if there wasn't enough already. But that was middle of the pocket.
30.
That's pretty nice. He's just slightly nudged the reds. He was in this position a couple of frames ago, though, where it seemed he was about to just close everything out.
Okay. 38.
And there you are. Is it going, that red, past the bunch? Yeah, it will.
45. 46.
So I think now just one positional shot. Taking very close. Those forwards are quite closely grouped, however. Oh no, can you believe it? He just can't administer the killer blow in this match. Wow. He looks for once a little bit shaken by that. Usually unflappable. That was a sitter.
You can see Gilbert was surprised as well. He sort of slightly reacted. So 45 in it.
Well, Luca spent a lot of time thinking about getting on his next red and kind of forgot the obvious bit. It's called pressure.
What?
Sometimes you wonder how these great snooker players miss balls, but it's a combination of things. He deserves to be on one because he had no real fortune at all this evening. Pretty ghastly run of the ball, actually.
8.
He's not on anything, surely, if he's looking up there. Maybe a plant that sends a cue ball up there. But really, he could have expected to be on a better option than this. It's a really difficult plant, but with the green over the pocket, he can play safe as well. Very good. Now, there's a big area down that right side where these reds just lined up. He's not directly behind anything, is he?
12.
This could go wrong.
That's a brilliant shot. That is a brilliant shot. There was a burst of applause on the other side. He's 9-8 down in the World Championship. He's knocked it in. He's given himself every chance now to force this decider. What a thriller on day one here at the Crucible.
20.
It's wonderful striking, wasn't it, seeing it again? Keeper was zipped back.
21.
Well, it didn't take us long, did it, returning here to this great venue for the drama and the intrigue and the excitement to return. It's in Gilbert's hands.
27.
So many times already he could have been out, including, of course, in this frame. Brecel missed the green.
28.
Now, can he hold, or has he got to go through bulk here? So much easier when you haven't got to send that cue ball up and down the table.
33. 35.
This was that green.
38.
Well, we said at the start of the night, didn't we? He doesn't do it the easy way. Sometimes maybe you wish you did.
42.
Credit, though, to Gilbert. He's not had the best run, let's be honest, but in these 3 frames, he has taken the chances when they've come along. Just the pink. It's 9 each on the opening night of the World Championship. Pressure mounting on the shoulders now of Luca Brecel, the defending champ. Up against it, it's 9 each. Oh, well, another eventful frame. And, well, this was the bad luck, of course, for Dave Gilbert. I mean, the red has taken a couple of kisses and gone in. He must have thought that could be it.
Dave Gilbert 6,
maybe it should have been, but
5.
Brecel lost his way.
He did. It did appear that he was going to get over the line, but I have to say, getting over the line has become a bit of a mental barrier for Brecel tonight. A couple of frames, he's on the brink, but he just can't quite get there. But in saying that, Gilbert has started to play his best snooker. He played superbly. That shot was just great striking.
13.
So here we are in a position where, it's gone all the way. I know that Dave Hendon felt that this could be a tight match and predicted it for a while, and he's absolutely right. I don't know what's going to happen for me, I'm sure.
Well, we're going to find out very shortly. All on this one for round 2. So night 1 at the Crucible, it's another thriller. I don't care what anyone says, money can't buy this anywhere else. Here we go then, Dave Gilbert was 9-6 down. He's fought back superbly. It's all on this for a place in round 2 of the World Championship. Brecel last year dodged so many proverbial bullets. He's in the firing line again.
Well, already it's a different sort of safety shot. You've got to be playing here. Can't get down to the bulk end because of the red down there. And it really is tense. This is why this is such a wonderful place to play snooker. There's been so many matches over the years. Too many to even contemplate at this stage. That have been like this, tense. Involving world champions. Has he got a bit of cover? He's lucky, although he should be snookered behind the green, really, for his next shot, Luca Brecel.
Yeah, the last first-time champion to lose in round 1 was Stuart Bingham, 2016. That was a decider with Ali Carter. Joe Johnson, who we mentioned earlier, he won in 87 in round 1, 10-9 against Eugene Hughes.
Foul. Miss.
Well, he's trying to pot the red, isn't he? But white's gone in.
Yeah, I mean, he's been chancing his arm once too many there. It was the kind of shot where he just hit it as hard as he could, and again, You kind of lose your idea of how it's going to bounce from the cushion at such force. Well, it's kind of on David Gilbert now, isn't it? More than it has been to get here. I'm not saying it will stop him winning, but now he has got a chance to get this match won. He's not playing catch-up anymore. He's caught up.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different psychology. First chance to win rather than just stay in the match. It'll be a big one for him, obviously, to beat the defending champ and move himself into round 2. Of course, he runs a club now, doesn't he? Potters in swaddling coat. I'm sure they'll be there now around the telly with a couple of beverages. Cheering on every ball here. I think everyone thought when the qualifiers were finished, it was a pretty formidable bunch coming through. No one lower than 45 in the world. Very close, really, to the seeds, it felt. And we've seen that in this match for sure.
20.
This is where things go the other way now. How's he end up in this small predicament here? And he's played on the 2 reds to middle. He's got too close to them. He knows there's 3 reds he can land on. He's landed in the one place where all 3 are difficult. Now he's got to get the spider out.
Spider. Sure.
Well played, really good. And he covered the situation with it. It was a horrid little shot to have to play.
$28. 29.
What a chance. But it's been a match full of twists and turns, hasn't it? Little bits of luck here and there as well. Really, right from frame 1, it's been an exhilarating watch, hasn't it? Couldn't take your eyes off a single moment.
36.
Brecel hoping he will still have a moment in the decider. It's going to have to come soon.
37.
The situation itself means anything can go wrong. We've already seen that from
44.
The world champion in this match. So there's still a bit of hope, but it's running out until the line is met.
45.
I have to say one thing, though. Gilbert has started to play some really good snooker. Hold himself together for a bit longer.
$52. $53.
points on the table, though. 83. If Luca Brecel ever gets the chance to get back to it. I think he's a little concerned when he pots the pink. Will it block off the couple of reds in the centre of the table when it's respotted? Certainly won't make things easier. So now he's looking at other options, those two reds. See, he couldn't play on the red to the right corner because the pink was going to respot.
59.
Well, if it's going to go wrong, it's probably going to have to be now. Very good.
60.
Near perfect on the blue, just a slight angle.
Yeah, he needs, after the blue, another red. And Brecel will need snookers. And surely, if he is beaten, he will
65.
really think about some of the missed opportunities tonight from 9-6 up. This is the ball. And it's not there.
Well, he wasn't on it properly. He was not on it properly. You could see that. He had
Gilbert,
to
65.
flick a bit aside. I saw Paul Collier looking down the line as if to say, well, that doesn't quite go. He's got lucky. He's got lucky. So there's something for Luca. At least another visit to the table while he can still win. It might not happen this shot. Might not happen at all, but that is a first-class safety shot, so there could be another twist, you know. How could you ever rule it out? He doesn't really want to play the right-hand red, but because it's semblance of a safe red. It designs on maybe nudging the black safe there. What a match this has been, eh? A real roller coaster. Is there another twist and turn? There might be.
I'm sure what Gilbert will be wary of is Brecel playing sort of one Hollywood pot to get in, and then the clearance could be on, couldn't it? It's not like he's got colours on cushions for security. Still needs one red. So it's 2 attempts he's had at match ball.
Yeah, a little bit of a jab, but again, who can blame him for not having the smoothest shot there?
Got another 16 days of this drama. That's why we love it, of course, here at the Crucible. Crowd have had their tickets for a year, a lot of them, when they went on sale after last year's final.
I mean, from a neutral's point of view, you'd kind of like to see what happened if Luca could get the chance and what he could do about it. But, you know, I think quite honestly at the moment, what I've seen on the balance of play, Gilbert deserves to win. Whether that means he will, of course, who knows? But he deserves it. Very risky shot and a very difficult shot. He didn't know what to do. If it goes into the green pocket, it's virtually a free shot, but it's quite tight, that, isn't it? That's not really a very comforting view. He could roll it in the middle, but then he's going into the 3 reds, and he could let Brecel back in. So he's thinking of rolling it in the middle, but as I say, a collision with the 3 reds could bring them into play more so. There's always something in there at this game.
Well, he's had 2 goes already at potting match ball. This has taken some time to think about, nearly 2 minutes. But this time it's in. And barring snookers, Dave Gilbert will be into round 2 of the World Championship.
Yeah, now's the time just to make sure. Maybe just roll the blue onto the cushion, not even try anything else.
Bramble.
Or the brown onto the cushion. Just put something safe, because not much is. Yes, it's a snooker required. But if he ever got one, Brecel, then something to stop him clearing. So brown over on the right cushion. He's given up.
Wow, he's not playing on. The Crucible curse has claimed another victim. Luca Brecel, the Belgian bullet, has been shot down in round 1 of the World Championship. What a difference a year makes. But credit to Dave Gilbert, what a great comeback from 9-6 down. He's the winner in a thriller, 10-9.
Well, that was an absolutely captivating watch. The audience have definitely appreciated the first evening of action here. And, Rianne, just a few stats here. If we compare them, so total points, Luca higher, pot success, Luca higher, safety, Luca higher, long pot success, Luca higher, rest pot success, him higher, highest break, Luca higher, but he goes out bonkers match.
Yeah, just ignore all that. No, even I, like, when at the end of the match, it was twists and turns through the whole of the match. I thought Luca played better early doors. I think he deserved the lead in the end, but fair play to Gilbert. He looked beat after being in that snooker. He played a nothing shot really at the escape, thinking, oh, I'm going home. But no, fair play to him. The way he finished that match, yes, he needed a couple of chances towards the end, but fair play to him. He's a class player, and he's shown that there. Coming through the qualifiers, I think, helped him.
And 8-5 at one stage, to turn it around as he did, not many people would have given him a chance, but his temperament was just superb. He was unrelenting.
It was brilliant. He's been rewarded for digging in, not only tonight and last week at qualifying, but in his career as a whole, because for a couple of years, David Gilbert hasn't been doing what a top snooker player should be doing, i.e. getting on the practice table and grafting, and that's by his own admission. But he's been doing it in the last month or two, and so he's being rewarded for it. And if this isn't validation of that hard work, then you'll go a long way to find it. We'll pay tribute today, but to touch on Luca, it looked very much in that match like he was wearing the crown a bit heavy. It looked a bit heavy for him. It looked maybe he was burdened by it. He needed one snooker in the last frame at the end there, and he wanted out of there. He shook Dave's hand. I'm only surmising it. We can't get inside Luca's head. But I said at one stage tonight, if you're prepared to go out on your shield the way that Luca is, you're going to have to suffer the consequences. He played a double that he's got no business playing at one stage when he was a frame or two clear, and he paid the price in the end for not paying attention to the stuff that he's not brilliant at. He's an unbelievably good player, talent-wise. I don't know whether he was totally committed to the job today, because this afternoon he played nicely. Maybe the burden will lift from the world champion tag that looks to be a heavy thing that he's had. I don't know,
Well, continuing what you're talking about there, Al, let's find out how he felt after this one, because he immediately spoke to Rachel.
Commiserations, Luca. You've been an incredible world champion. Just tell me how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, tired. It was not easy being ill, but I tried. And Dave played well. He played really good. He's a fantastic player. And he deserves it. He's a good guy. I hope he wins it.
And was it just a case of the fatigue and the illness? I mean, from 7-3 up, it looked like you might be able to book yourself a place in the next round?
Yeah, and I never really settled. I never really felt good. I played some good stuff in patches, but I was really tired the last session. It was difficult, but I tried, and I don't think I could try any harder, but it's not an excuse, It is what it is. Everyone gets ill sometimes. It was a good match.
Yeah, it was a great match, and David said some very kind things about you, and maybe he's going to be finding some inspiration on what you have achieved and conquered.
Yeah, he should. I told him I hope he wins it. He's such a lovely guy, and he's a good player, and I hope he does really well. Cheers, mate.
And for yourself, what does the summer hold in the next few months?
Work on my fitness, fitness most of all. Trying to get back in shape. For me, that's the most important thing at the moment. Snooker's second place currently, so I hope I get stronger for next season. But first, I need some time off.
You're a class act. Commiserations tonight, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, absolutely class, it has to be said, from Luca Brecel, who's very complimentary about the first man through to round 2 of the World Snooker Championship. Dave Gilbert. Dave, you sat down on the chair while that interview was happening and you breathed a big sigh of relief. Your shoulders went down. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, well, I'm over the moon, in the state of my game. Literally 4 or 5 weeks ago, I pulled out of China because I just couldn't face it, and literally I've got to thank Andy Lee. I've got Andy Lee with me, who was a player. He's fell off the tour, sadly. He come and stayed with me literally for the last 4 weeks, and we've just practiced every day, or been in the gym, and it was absolutely a great decision we made. So I just want to thank Andy for getting me to hit balls again, to beat the world champion Luca, who I have massive respect for. He's the absolute legend, Yeah, I'm over the moon.
We were touching on your temperament, by the way, especially in those last few frames. Alan said the words, you dug deep and got rewarded for that. Did you make a mental decision to do that? Because at 8-5, not many people would have thought, oh, this is Dave's.
Yeah, no. Well, listen, it's never been my strongest point of my game, I can lose my head over anything, but what was giving me hope was Luca was obviously making mistakes, I'm 8-5 down, but I was thinking, bloody hell, I should be 8-5 up, really. The table was really hard. He was using the town chalks triangle, so we were getting a lot of kicks early doors. I missed a lot of shots through kicks today, and that becomes draining on you. When you're playing bad shots that you don't feel you're playing. But just had hope with. I made a dish. I can't remember. He should have won, shouldn't he? 9-6 or so, 10-6.
Yeah, it's this frame here. Was it 9-8?
Yeah, that was to go 9-all.
That's a proper snooker shot, that one.
Yeah, I butchered the green. I've absolutely twitched it. I thought about, just detail or whatever.
Listen, Radzi, Dave's not going to say this, but I will for him or on his behalf. He was fighting against Lady Luck all day today. He'll not say anything about it because he's a class guy and a class player, but I'll say it for him right from frame 1. He pots the red in the left mid, you chip the green in. Yeah. A few things that... so when you're talking about digging in to do it on the back of Lady Luck being against you, I thought was incredible.
And you always think over such a long match, you think, oh, it's going to turn, the tide will turn, but it seemed to go that way all that match.
Yeah, I got to... well, I'm going to confess, like at 8-5 when I'd lost the shocker again to go 8-5, I've gone in the dressing room, I've chucked a couple of apples, a couple of bananas and all that. And Andy said, I said, mate, I've been too calm. Yeah. I've got to get angry, man. And he says, just channel it, you know. When I made that decision, I just wanted to play a bit quicker and get on with it, you know.
Does Andy say to you as a mate that if I was your buddy, I'd be saying, Dave, listen, mate, you've got to get in and do the practice. I know it's not easy because, you know, life and being a snooker player is not easy. But listen, pal, you can do lots of damn. Get on the bloody practice table, and that's what I would be telling you. You know, whether you can believe that, we're all different. But if you do, then you know what's going to happen.
Well, obviously, I've been missing for quite some time, and I've literally just not played, you know.
Well, there you go.
I felt like I was getting found out today in the big arena. I was like, I'm just not match sharp to the big arena again, you know. It's all a bit news, but to fight like that, I feel good,
But you played awesome, like the David Lilly match last week. You were amazing, weren't you? 3 tons, 5 more over 65.
Yeah, scoring.
That's more what you've got to be doing.
If I can find my long game, then you know, I'm usually pretty good at scoring. If I find a long game, then I can be dangerous.
With Rhian touching on the kind of, if you like, the luck side of things, could you try and shed some light on this shot here? Frame 15, very early doors, Luca Brecel, we had no idea what was actually taking place.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just snooker, innit? He's bonkers, he's in a pickle, he's struggling. And I could sense he was struggling, you know what I mean? But I don't blame him for that, it just happens. And did he win the frame from that, did he? No, he made 7, didn't he? He made 7. Well, I still I lost that frame again anyway, That's just snooker, innit?
How important has qualifying been? Brilliant performance against Dave Lilly, success against Guo Dong as well. Do you feel a sense of momentum coming into this?
Yeah, I was a bit edgy going into the first game because obviously the last time I played was horrific against. He was in the Welsh Open against Rob Milkins. You know, it was just terrible stuff. And when you haven't played a game for a while or got wins under your belt, it doesn't matter how much you practice or how well you practice, and you need a win, don't you? You know. So to get that win against Lilly, I felt better. It was a bit of a grind with Gudong all day, but I think it was more the table. But I don't grind, you know, so I was pleased with that. And obviously to come back and win like that can only do me good.
But you've also got good memories here at the semi-final as well.
Memories,
reaching the one table, you were sick of losing, but you got memories of reaching the one table setup, and you want that again because you're hungry for it, aren't you? So even though you say yourself you've been missing a little bit, but coming through qualifiers, performing well, beating the world champion, you've got to take all the positives, surely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is nice to come here. You know, I know there's some very good players here not win matches here. You know, it's mad, really. So it's nice to know that I have won matches here and have handled the Crucible and played well. You know, because it is a different environment, isn't it? You know.
And the winner of Bob and Pang Junsu next day. I mean, nice to just down tools for a few days and sort of take in what you've achieved and get set to go again.
Yeah, I'll probably chill out and get a gym tomorrow, and then back to the practice table at my club, Potter's, Swaddling Coat. If anyone wants to go into snooker, get to Swaddling Coat and all that. And then I don't know when I'm back, if Wednesday, Thursday or something. Yeah, so I'll just keep the practicing. I need to practice 3-4 hours a day, so I'm going to put it in.
Fabulous performance.
What would success look like you for this campaign?
I think I'm, you know, from where I was 4 weeks ago, I think I'm already doing all right, you know, but obviously now I've felt the adrenaline pumping out there and played all right, you know, you're going to start dreaming a bit bigger, you know, so, but I won't get ahead of myself, you know. The long days, these things, the long games, that's why it's so hard, isn't it?
And just finally, I asked Jimmy, I'll ask Alan, I'll ask Rhian afterwards, what does it mean when we say the words Crucible, we say the words World Championship, when you're driving up the M1 or M6, whatever it might be, to get here? What goes through your head? Why is this so special?
Well, it's just such a different environment in that arena, you know. You either sink or swim, basically, and it's probably, you know, it's one of the only comps everybody generally watches, doesn't they? So you know all eyes are on you, so you almost want to perform, right, thinking about performing rather than winning, you know. You know what it's like, it's shocking. You get to your club and everyone tells you how crap you are, you know, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
It's easy to be terrible here, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Difficult to be awesome, but you were tonight.
Yeah.
Well, not only were you not terrible, you've managed to usurp the reigning world champions. There will be headlines all over the gaff about this one. The first man through to round 2, Dave Gilbert, absolutely fantastic performance. And a quick reminder, action is also continuing as we speak on table 2. Ricky Walden, a little bit out of sorts. You can see there, the man who's come back from back injury has gone as far as the one-table setup here, but it's not looking like he's going to go much further. If that scoreline is anything to go by, he trails Tom Ford, the battler, 6 frames to 2. That is a 9-frame session, so you can watch that live on Discovery Plus. And just a reminder, all the matches you can watch on Eurosport as well as Discovery Plus. 2 tables throughout until we get to the semi-finals in about 13 days' time. And a quick reminder that tomorrow you want to talk about calibre. The 4-times world champion Mark Selby takes on his fellow Leicester man, Joe O'Connor, the only debutant to go through such his level of experience. And then also, we have Zhang Anda, the Chinese panda, who takes on the 6th Welshman. There are 6 Welsh players in this tournament. So much to look forward to. That action will kick off at 11 a.m. Central European time. Thank you very much for your company. To Rianne, to Alan, to Jimmy at home, and congratulations to this man here, Dave Gilbert. And as for us, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow for more action of the 2024 World Snooker Championship.